Oh, I forgot my mic's way over there. Well, I guess we'll get started. Got about 20 minutes to the bell. Let's see. Let's do this real quick. Make sure that I am. Okay, good. It's on. Yeah. All right, so IBRX trading above 6. Got up to 7, I think. 7. No, almost to 7:30, I think. What was our high for this morning? 7:11. So, FDA approval, long time coming. Kind of got that feeling where the FDA did that to kind of give some other guys a little bit of breathing room before this hits the market. I know that's kind of a conspiracy theory, but time and time again, there's been a lot of times where the data was perfect, everything was great, everything looked great, and the FDA finds something in like the CMC packet, CMC portion of it, something to just nitpick on, and sometimes you just look at it and you're like, yeah, it's worth the approval, you know. But anyway, let's take a look. We got IBRX coming in. It's just 604. She's trading just on this uptrend ray, which then became resistance, kind of. You see it? So as long as we stay above that, I'm fine. Obviously, I guess I should say close above that. It's honestly already come down. Pre-market trading. Any RSIs? I mean, you can see that there's this sucker, which I think that's what we're dealing with right now. So I think the major win is if we just stay above this 570 for a day or two for the rest of the week. That will look promising. My sell target's pretty high above this right now. This is probably my heaviest position in the bio boom. So just waiting, but I think we're good because honestly, like the volume is elevated compared to, what most of last year. We're grinding up. I can't really find anything that's from an uptrend from this bottom that's clean. There's that. This is probably the best here, right? You can see that one. Yeah, because this is just a little wick down. So there's probably another one right there. We'll just put it in just in case she breaks it. Change that color here. What else should we look for here? But I already have my sell orders in there. I'm looking to book profit here. Try to finally transition the sucker to a house money position. These guys are ready to go. So they'll start selling the sucker before the end of the quarter. So money's going to be coming in. They're finally going to be collecting some revenue. The big thing is now Anktiva is, I don't want to say de-risked, but it's validated. It's on the market. They can start producing it. And they can push forward on all their other Anktiva pipeline programs. Anything in here that's getting pounced? Not really. All right, let's quickly take a look at bioreactor. Nothing really going on today. I have not looked at Neurocrane in a long time. Despite being a top idea, I have yet to look at it in probably like a month. She's got a lot of ergo here. So she's got this one. They have a pipeline, but I feel like they're almost at that point where they're probably looking to start acquiring somebody. I think they'd be. I have to take a look at their cash position, but I have to think they're going to try to take that leadership in, a lot of neuroscience behavior. Nothing there. Let's take a look at healthy dividends real quick, and then we'll go down to the 1 minute on IBRX and just see if there's something that's going to happen this morning. We're getting close to the bell, so NVS. Wow, they did pretty good. Oh, and yeah, that I have to say, Novartis is run very well, and they have kind of, I don't want to say forgotten about, but it's probably they have some big branded names. You know what I mean? They have some big heavy hitters that you gotta respect. That's where she's gonna hit right there. She's amber, so let's take a look. We'll go to MBS for probably be on the. I gotta take a look and see if she's below or buy threshold. I don't think she is. I know MDT is. MDT's below or buy threshold. I'm looking for any strength here, but I can't find it's. The problem is when you really do break a RSI trend, and like right now she's coming up and she's hitting up against the bottom of this uptrend. You gotta have to wait for it to maybe get in between these two before you start feeling good about it. Plus, there's a lot of space between here and the anchored VWAP and 200-day, so you can get a nice little lift here, but she's gonna run into resistance. So we're going to look for a sell and then maybe potentially another uptrend coming from the RSI before we get excited about it. Because honestly, we're getting, is that the low? Yeah, we're going to need a lower, we'll probably need a lower low or this to break the high. MDT is a mess right now. Let's go to the monthly real quick. I'm sorry that I'm bouncing around here. Is this something that we can work on? I might be able to. Because that's what she had for a long time. Yeah, I don't think so. It's pretty damn close, though. This does not look great. Where are you coming from? Are you coming from here? You're coming from there. That didn't come out right. Sorry, guys. So I'm trying to figure out right now what is the, because I like MDT at these prices. You know, we picked them up at the lows, but now I'm like, I want to add because I think, you know, the fundamental story is going to change before the technical does. Man, it's still bearish, you know. Gotta wait. Gotta wait. Can't be stupid. Don't throw money that you're just going to lock up for a while. Pfizer's the one to keep an eye on. Still struggling to get above this 26.43. She's a ways from getting above the anchored VWAP from this proximal high too. No, again, I'm pointing this out yesterday. Look how in control this is, right? It's all a video game, guys. So that's what's keeping the weight down. All right, let's go back. There's not too much I want to talk about here. Let's go back and see how IBRX is going to open up today. Big IBRX, guys, so... let's go down to 1 minute. All right, so here's the 8 o'clock reset, right? So you have a lot of air there, but here's the grind up off the bottom, right? So you have a triple bottom, right? 1, 2, 3, yeah, basically, right? And then we can go here. So you can see that snap right in, right? Now this comes down a little bit below, but here's 1, 2, wicks up, you know, hammers right up, and then boom, 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 boom. Let's zoom in on that, guys, so you can see it better. There you go. Yeah, she's pretty close. If she clears, what's this? Is she on it right now? 610. Yes, she's gonna struggle right there. What are you coming off of? So that's the next one right there. She's fighting with it right now. Yeah. No, she's gonna get a little bounce here. Yep. See. That's the battle. We're gonna squeeze in tight. It's gonna get a little volatile, and then notice the volume's coming up too. So Keltner's just starting to pry apart. 10 minutes to the open. Oh, Bayo got beat, huh? I didn't see that this morning. 55. What was it? I'll have to take a look. I bet that's CMC. That's one to keep an eye on. That might be, you know, we don't have that in our portfolio, but I constantly keep an eye on that one because if it does hit, I mean, these guys, I don't know if they're, yeah, I'll have to take a look. I bet that's a CMC situation. All right, so she broke down. Now she's going to struggle probably to get above. She's still above the anchored VWAP, so that's positive. She might be able to reacquire, but she's going to run into that 200-day EMA and then this uptrend rate from the triple bottom here. Let's paint that in there. Volume's relatively low too. Come on, come on. I'm sorry if you guys can't see that volume shelf. Look at this volume bar coming in, the anchored volume. $6 is going to be, if she gets above it, great. If she gets below it, it's going to be a struggle to get above that 6. So she's got a lot to fight with right now. It's not moving fast. The volume's pretty low, but this is going to be, I mean, the fade's been pretty hard, right? There's the 8 o'clock reset. People jump in. Algos get turned on at 8. Bat that right down. Is that the high for it this morning? Basically, except when they announced it at this 4 a.m. this morning. I had that. There's a few tickers I have alert on my phone that it'll blast it out, and IBRX is one of them. Make sure if you have any tickers you guys want me to take a look at, put in the chat today. I will put the. I'm going to be pretty late to putting up the watch list. Actually, you know what? I'll put that in now. While we're sitting here waiting, I'll do it through my phone. Keep it short today. It's been pretty long, but I'm going to stick it to IBRX. We're still looking at Pfizer, MDT. AstraZeneca is another one that we're looking at. BMY. Still looking at LH. I didn't actually, I put in there, I was adding to Pfizer yesterday. I didn't get a chance to even do it. I put it in as a limit and never filled. Even though I thought I hit the parameters, maybe I might have messed that up. GSK, no. AstraZeneca, yes. And then also let's take a look at Abeo. I put that one in ABEO. Keep a look at that. All right, so that's in for the watch list for today. If you guys have any tickers you want to take a look at, I have some ETFs I'm still grinding on. The ETFs, even though like I think it's pretty easy to just manage them and come up with buy and sell targets for them because it's mostly just ETFs really do run almost entirely off technicals, but it's good to know obviously what the holdings are. So, but grinding through that and actually just going through all the documents and everything is just brutal. So she's squeezing out. So she found another uptrend from this here. You can see this one formed, right? So here's this one. She's sitting, so she got popped there. I'll let this run through the open so you guys can see, just in case she runs in either direction, right? The volume's really low, everybody's waiting. Algos, market makers just doing their job right now. I doubt she really moves outside that Keltner channel right now. While we're waiting, let's see if there's anything else that's moving a lot. Oop. Low volume though. Let's just stay there. But that's nice because she's there. She stays there for the next minute. So between now and the open, if she stays above this uptrend, we're looking good. I'm not expecting a massive move here, or I should say an enduring move. It's under low volume, guys. So the next thing you do here, you guys who like what I like to do when I'm day trading, is if I'm anticipating anything, I'll go like that, so it looks good. Notice where, came right down. The low right now was this uptrend, right? So that's positive. Right now she's poking outside this downtrend, but this is probably, so that's probably how she's going to end up on the candles, right below that one. See? So now she's poking out. Here's a question. Does she retest this? So now what you're looking for is that now that we have this, now we're going to look for the blast above. But what we want to see for just a brief second is that she comes down and she either tests this sucker and moves, or she just stays up here, and then her next move is to actually retest this uptrend, and that's when she moves. The fact that she, you have a big igniting candle and then she doesn't go, basically, she doesn't retrace 50% is a positive thing. Now that she's squeaked out of this downtrend ray, you're either looking for that big move higher right now, or you're looking for a bounce right here. Yep, there we go. There's the bounce. So now we're looking for a move. Obviously the ignition above. And then what would be the move, guys, right? So then what's your next? I mean, she doesn't have that much plate. She doesn't have much room to go. 25, 26. Or she's got another one in here. You can see that one just popped up for a second, right? You can see that was right there. See? That's there. Now here's the question: is what do we have to bounce off of? It's this one. There we go. All right, I'll let this run for a few minutes into the open. I gotta get to work here. Nice move. She's grinding up. Bounce off that. Now that becomes resistance, and now we open. Here comes the attack. Just a giant video game. As always, just a giant video game here. So came down, nailed right this downtrend ray. I don't have the month, or let's actually put the 5 minute in there so we can start to see if there's any strengthening here. Right? Where are you going to go from? That is the low. That's the 5 minute low. So what we need to see is the 5 minute RSI continue to rise. Just a little bit longer to go down to here. Just give it a second. Give it a second. Just got a little bit more. Now the RSI it'll tag the RSI in just a second here. She just goes a little bit lower. Okay, there it is. Now this is where you can see a potential reversal. Now that we're at 5 minutes bouncing off its support. Back to the daily, let's see what the range would be on the sucker. Okay, so we should have support here, right? This is what I was talking about a while ago. This is the, so really she's just got to hold, essentially, if she can hold 550, right? So that's the initial washout, get you all, they'll be like, oh no, it's a bad, people are selling. Oh, the volume is up. I mean, it's elevated, obviously, compared to usually the first few minutes of day trading every day for IVRX, but it's not astronomical, guys. It's just shorts. It's algorithms trying to get you out, shaking your hands. Just let go, guys. Let go of those shares. That's what they're trying to get you to do. I mean, obviously there's the risk that, Dr. Sun Xiong is going to have to do another offering at some point. Maybe he might pull it off today before the end of before market close, but all right, we want 550. Is that what you want? Oh, she moved pretty fast there. So let's see. What's your? Okay, she'll probably come up above that. There you go. See? If she doesn't, I think that means we're in for some pain today. Let's put the 5-minute back on. This has got to go lower. It's got to go lower, I think. To set this up right, she's got to go lower. So we're gonna wait. I mean, she could just blast off here in reverse. I doubt it, though. I think we have to expect the sucker to grind down more, which is okay. Am I buying? We're way above my. I shouldn't say way above, but we're above my buy threshold on the sucker. So I'm just gonna wait. I'd go for a bagel. Some more coffee. I got a meeting at 10:30. So if anybody has any, again, if anybody has any tickers they want to be covered, I'm probably going to do an update on IBRX here. I also am still working on Fate. Let's see how Fate's doing. Fate is interesting because they're like, it's like a new company. I shouldn't say new, that's bad to say. They're not a new company, but we got a little pop out here. What I mean by that is that they have a chance to kind of reset the bull thesis to a certain extent. I mean, it's still the idea that, yeah, they have kind of the off-the-shelf and these cell therapies, which, that hasn't changed. What I mean by that is that prior to this, it was mostly like, hey, these guys are getting partnerships. Now that those well, it was really just J&J, but now the J&J partnership's been done for over a year. These guys are now kind of getting to the point where they're in-house wholly owned pipeline programs are really starting to get into the clinic. They're going to be launching, like 2024 is essentially to say, like, hey, like, to prove that they have more in the tank. They're not dead in the water, really. So I'm still watching this. This might not be a bad spot to add. I haven't touched this sucker in a long time. See, this is proof of right here. Look, proof of concept. So FT819. I think that's in May. I don't know what it is that they're. I think that's May, but that's a big one. That's coming up. So what it will say is that, hey, because a lot of the stuff that they're going after, right? The last actually not they, but in general, the healthcare, these companies they're taking these NK cells, CAR T cells, and they're making most of the time towards cancer, right? Because you're trying to bolster the immune system, make it stronger, and that way, you're also teaching it, you're engineering it to recognize the cancer that you have. Their idea is that they can also do this for autoimmune disorders, which would be interesting. Get the immune system under control. Now, the cancer one is still obviously probably because like right now we're using it for CAR T, for myelomas, and a lot of myeloma is the big one because T cell depletion is the biggest issue with myeloma. It's not like they for a long time they just said, well, it's an incurable disease, which that may be true, might not be able to fully eradicate it. But what they do is that, like typical like other cancers, which is the moment that therapy, that line of therapy, drug, whatever you're doing, doesn't work, the assumption is it won't work ever again. Like it's like it's the cancer's evolved, it adapted to it, it's resistant. But now they're figuring out it's just that, hey, like your T cells just get so depleted that that's what's having trouble with. So what could happen is that if you have an off the shelf T cell therapy, which this would be Fate, is that you can just regularly keep applying or keep giving these people the CAR T cell therapies over and over and over, and for the most part, as long as you've got that under control, the person should live a relatively normal life. I mean, will it be as long or as healthy as if they didn't have it? Of course not, but it's a possibility, guys. So I'm watching. This might be an interesting one to watch. Did we bounce back? No, we're still hanging here, right? Still hanging at this bottom. All right, so how are they gaming this? Haven't broke that yet. Still gotta wait. Let's put up the 5-minute. We just gotta wait, guys. If you're looking to get it, I'll keep this on for a while. Back, hold on, just give me a second. Get some day trades going here. Just wait. Come on. A little bit of a hammer here. Very low volume though. So they're just kind of giving up on the selling pressure, but the lid's still there, right? So they're not attacking it at these lows, right? They're waiting for any sort of buyer to step in, and now this is the test, which is, do they slam it down here, or is this a retest of the downtrend, right? This probably is still in there, right? So it can go lower. It's just the fact, are we starting to kind of go lower at a slower pace? And as if she could start breaking some of these downtrends. And then ultimately what we're looking for is an uptrend to beat this angle of attack, which right now would be this one. It would not. But if you can give me a pop out, retest, and a strong acceleration back up there, then maybe the angle attack would actually equal, or if not better, the downtrend. I think what I want to see is that we move out to the side here, and then we come down and really feel a solid bounce towards like 5. I know that's a long way from 540, but a nice like attack down. And if the 5 minute at that point had starting to strengthen up, maybe we can see a nice snap. If she just kind of grinds up, though, I'm going to stay hands off. Actually, like I said, I think my buy threshold's still around $3, and I'm overloaded. So I'm basically, I'm just going to sit here and watch this today. It's one of my favorite tickers, but well below my sell, well above my buy. But for those of you in the investing group, it's been one of our top ideas for a long time. It's been one of our heaviest positions. It's probably one of the things I talk about the most. So big day for it. We'll just monitor it for a while. I still need a lower low here. Because look, she moved up, but look at the volume. Absolutely abysmal. Like nothing in here. Yeah, so here we go. Still looking for a lower low. Still looking for a lower low. I guess a double bottom with a higher RSI on the 1 minute is a positive sign. I need lower for the 5 minute. Yeah, she's not giving up yet. The volume is so abysmal here. They're going to toy with it for a while. We just need probably maybe 10:30 will give us something that they're going to pull it down a little bit more. Now, for somebody who's looking, so say you're in this, or you're looking to add, or just get into position for a day or so, what we're looking for is something like right now where it's going to drop down on very low volume. It finds a spot where it wants to just, oh, this might be it. No, we still need the 5 minute chart to strengthen up here. Can they manipulate it enough for it to work? So we're getting the 1 minute RSI is strengthening, but what we need is to find a low, and then yeah, we're way off from touching this sucker because the 5 minute is still grinding lower. But what we need essentially is the 5 minute to find a low, and then we get a lower low on that 5 minute. Not the 5 minute. Sorry, the RSI. The 5 minute RSI strengthens up, but we need the share price to drop a little lower than that. And then the same thing to happen concomitantly on the 1 minute. But the 1 minute needs to drop. The 1 minute RSI needs to drop below the 5. So this is patience. This is you. If you're looking to do something with this, you're just waiting. Not a great time to sell. Not a great time to buy. Low volume. All they're doing is manipulating. They're trying to manipulate the conditions, right? That's all they're doing. They're trying to get to the spot what they want. Like, this is not people, oh man, I don't like IBRX at 525. This is all just getting the conditions right. Still not there yet. See? Just walking it down, manipulating it. So ultimately, I think we're going to need... Well, here's the 5 minute Kelter, which is this sucker, right? And then there's the 1 minute, which is the darker ones right here, right? This darker channel right here. I think we're going to have to wait for that to really come down and get the top end of the 1 minute Keltner to get below the 5 minutes. So I think we have a ways to go. And they're just going to keep grinding this. They have plenty. This is usually the best way they do it, which is on the opening candle. They let it get up a little bit, and then they just press the button, and then from here on out, this is what's in control for most of the day. So the high of the day, in intraday, right, in the day is probably going to be that 620. But if they're looking to make any money today, they're going to grind it down low enough that they can at least get a little bit of a bounce, and they're not going to run into all these people that are freaking out to sell out up here. So they can make money here, right? So let's just wait. No point in getting in the way of it, right, guys? Just stay out of the way. Be patient. So we have volume here. 30%. That's not enough for them yet. $5 would be a good psychological level that somebody might step in and defend. Might see a bounce here for a second. Oh, wow. So is that the first acceleration? Yeah. Just wait. So that's a big gap. So notice, I want to point out something to you. Look, this is the average weight, right? The anchored VWAP. So notice that that's not plunging with. This is happening on such low. You're looking at, there's all these people are trying to get. Nobody's doing this. The volume is abysmal. So once there's a reversal, there's a very easily this could go from here to here very quickly, right? Like, see how this is popping up? It's like, oh, there's a lot of buying activity. No, it's happening under abysmal volume. Like, nothing really has happened for. We're 9:38. We're gonna get to almost 20 minutes without any volume really occurring. But we're getting a little better in terms of we're going from dark purple to purple, light purple. So still bearish, but not as horrendous. Now here's we do have a setup going. So this is one of the things I like to look for from everything from day trading to all the way out long-term investing, which is you're seeing so this dotted is the 5-minute RSI, right? Technically, even though it's low, right? That's the lower. Well, this is a lower one. This is where we are right now, right? See, even though it's not much, it's still a little higher than it is now, right? But we saw that the 1 minute dipped below, which gets you this little snap up. So what does this give us? It gives you, maybe 5-10 minutes worth of movement. So if you're a day trader, you're looking for right now. You're either probably going to it probably would have gotten in here, but because it's back in on the 1 minute, it's moved its way back in. See, like the actual share price is outside the 1 minute Keltner channel, so it was due for a snap in. But what are we if you're really looking for it, your opportunities, you want it to kind of get up there and start the fade a little bit. Comes into this 1 minute, the midline, the 1 minute. Then it gets pushed back down, and you hit it when it retests this sucker, and then it comes back up. Also, can probably maybe this area right here. This is another area where there's some resistance. So I'm looking, if I was doing a day trade, I'm looking for this top of this Keltner channel to get all the way outside the 5 minute. But again, you have a decreasing 1 minute with a rising 5 minute. So this is where you can get these snap reversals. Not to mention also in terms of like a candle formation, that's obviously a classic, right? She broke it. Not much to go on here, though. So now she ran into it. Now let's see how hard she gets rejected from it. Okay. So this is where you can take a chance. She ran right through that. So now this might come resistance now, right? All right, so let's do this. So this is the average price from here. Notice it lifted it up. Now also, if you don't want to believe that's just a giant video game, look where this hit. Right off it, guys. So now this will probably come resistance. So this is, they'll probably trade between these two. If she gets back up above. Who knows what's going to happen if she... what the low is going to be. But we could just, I mean... ugh. It's just all video games, guys. What are we doing? Are we seeing anything in the RSI? No. I think we still need to see a lower share price but a higher 5-minute RSI. So again, like I said, we were probably looking for about 10 minutes from here. So 1, 2. So let's say like another 5-ish minutes of it kind of chopping here, and then probably finding a spot to just roll over and then come down below 5. Say it gets down to 490 something, maybe even 490 for just a brief moment, and that's when you finally see a potential for a reversal. Or she just keeps grinding lower. That's also a strong possibility. But again, there's potential for a move here if you guys are looking to grab something, because again, that the anchored VWAP from the high today is still way up here. So you can still take, finding a spot below, finding a small entry below 5 and still selling it at 560 something. I mean, that's a nice little profit for the day if you're going big enough. Let's see if we have another downtrend rate from the high. The paint in here. Okay, so let's go here. Angle attack still favors the downside. So I think she can cut through. Notice, again, comes down, hits the, oh, this is what I drew. But notice where it actually came up and finished above, guys. It still got above this. So this is still legit. Right? Came down, hit that, but notice it hammered right up, guys. No mistake, guys. No mistake. Just got above this, got smacked down. So, this is a great one to do. So you have the high, right? Proximal high, proximal low, right? So what you do is what you can. Well, I better change the color on this one. Let's do red. Okay. So what we want to see, if you're looking for, if we're not going to get the bullish divergence, right, and then the crossover, the RSI crossover, you can wait for the anchored VWAP crossover. So what is that? The share price is going to get above this one, right? It's going to hang out there, and you're going to wait essentially for this sucker to cross above this one. So you're going to get this red line crossing above this this solid red line crossing above this black one, right? Let's make this one green. But notice how she's just kind of ping-ponging back between these. Then you're going to look for the crossover. Look at that. Boom. Still trading in between, but that's interesting to make note of. So now we're going to get into a point where it's you got these two converging, squeezing, right? Got the middle of the trend line. You have so she's choosing to go lower. So this is still heavier. Maybe she tags this one and pops up above. But now look, it failed to. It squeezed out, but failed to really stay above this. So this blue line now might be resistance. Lots going on. Slow. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'll check back in. Maybe I'll do another live around lunch to see how things worked out. I'm still looking for a lower low. Not seeing the setup I want for the RSIs yet. So maybe, like I said, around 10:30. So it's 10:03 now. So maybe in the next half an hour, we'll probably see that. Maybe we'll see it sooner than later. But definitely looking for a lower low, stronger 5-minute RSI, and then one solid wick, strong attack, just a brief moment, and under low volume, and then as it hits the low, then all of a sudden the buyers step in, sellers get out of the way, and that's the move. All right.